This video is about She Was Mocked and the Rich Lady Hugged Her Son. If this story inspires you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. She was mocked and the rich lady hugged her son. The sun poured through the dusty windows of the small community center, illuminating the worn cushions and creaking wooden floor. This was where the neighborhood children gathered every Saturday, their laughter echoing off the walls as they played games, built friendships, and shared stories. For 13-year-old Maya, it was a refuge from the complexities of life outside. Maya was the kind of girl who wore her heart on her sleeve. With an unruly mop of curly hair and bright hazel eyes, she stood out even among her peers. While some kids wore the latest brands and strived for popularity, Maya found joy in her art projects and the stories she dreamed up. She was a quiet storm, full of potential yet often overlooked. The community center had begun offering a new art class, a chance for kids to explore their creativity. Maya was ecstatic. She had saved up her allowance for weeks to buy some basic art supplies, convinced that if she worked hard enough, her talent would shine through. She wanted to paint the world, to show everyone how beautiful it could be. As the first class began, she watched with wide eyes as the instructor, Miss Clara, greeted the children with a warm smile. "Welcome, everyone. Art is a journey. Don't be afraid to express yourselves." Maya felt a flutter of excitement in her chest, a spark igniting her passion. However, not everyone shared her enthusiasm. A few kids, particularly a group led by the ever-sarcastic Jenna, eyed Maya with disdain. Jenna wore the trendiest clothes, complete with designer sneakers and a perfectly styled haircut. She had a way of making others feel small, and today, Maya was in her line of fire. "Look at her," Jenna sneered, tugging at her friend's sleeves, her voice dripping with mockery. "What is she going to paint? A sick figure?" Maya's heart sank at the words, but she reminded herself of her intentions. Art was supposed to be freeing. She pushed the sting deep down and focused on the canvas in front of her. Meanwhile, Jenna continued her tirade. "Do you really think you can do this, Maya? Shouldn't you just stick to doodling on your math homework?" The laughter that followed was like a dagger to her spirit. Maya felt the heat rise to her cheeks and fought back tears. But part of her wanted to show them, to prove that her art mattered. So, she picked up her brush, dipped it into vibrant paint, and began to create. As she painted, she lost herself in the colors and the rhythm of the brush on canvas. Each stroke became a whisper of defiance against the ridicule. The world of color enveloped her, and for a moment she forgot the sting of Jenna's words. Days turned to weeks, and Maya poured herself into her art. She painted whimsical landscapes that told stories of hope and adventure, of dreams taking flight. But each Saturday, Jenna's mocking laughter was a haunting shadow. In the face of adversity, Maya learned to find solace in her creations. One afternoon, as the class was winding down, Miss Clara announced an upcoming art exhibition. "I want each of you to create a piece that represents your unique story. Your artwork will be featured for the community to see." The excitement buzzed through the air, and Maya's heart soared. "I'll show them," she thought, her determination rekindled. She envisioned a piece that would showcase her journey, a stunning mural that reflected resilience and beauty. That night, she sat at her kitchen table, arm deep in paint, determined to capture the essence of who she was. As the days turned into endless nights spent perfecting every detail, Maya often sought comfort from her mother. Ileana, a single parent, worked 2 jobs to keep the family afloat. Her hands were calloused from labor, yet her spirit was unyieldingly kind. "It's okay to feel hurt, Maya, but remember, your strength lies in how you respond to them," she would encourage, rubbing Maya's back as she painted. But the whispers of doubt still lingered. When she finally revealed her work to her classmates, an uncomfortable silence filled the room. Then Jenna broke it with a loud, dismissive cackle. "Wow, look at the colorful mess. I didn't know finger painting was back in style." Maya clenched her fists, fighting the tears threatening to spill. The laughter of other kids echoed in her ears, and for a moment she considered giving up. That the words of her mother rang true, strength meant rising above the mockery. With the exhibition just days away, Maya put her heart and soul into her art. She painted long into the night, often finding inspiration in the stories her mother shared about perseverance. Ileana spoke of hardships, of dreams deferred and yet pursued, filling Maya's heart with hope. Finally, the day of the exhibition arrived. The community center buzzed with excitement as families filed in, their curiosity piqued by the vibrant artworks that adorned the walls. Maya stood anxiously by her mural, a whirlwind of emotions churning within her. Among the crowd was a woman dressed in elegant attire, her pearls glistening under the soft lights. Mrs. Langford, known for her philanthropic work, was a figure of inspiration and wealth. She wandered through the exhibits, her expression thoughtful. When she reached Meyer's mural, her gaze lingered. The colors danced vibrantly and told a story of struggle, resilience, and hope. Something about the artwork struck a chord deep within her. She turned to Maya, her eyes softening. "Maya, this is beautiful," she said, her voice gentle. "Your art has a way of speaking to the heart. What inspired you?" Maya felt a mixture of pride and vulnerability. She hesitated before responding. "I just wanted to show that even when things get hard, there's always beauty if you look deep enough." The words hung in the air, resonating with Mrs. Langford. She smiled warmly and pulled Maya into an unexpected hug. "Keep shining, dear. The world needs more artists like you." In that moment, the laughter of the past faded into the background, replaced by a sense of belonging. Maya began to understand that resilience is not the absence of hardship but the ability to rise, to create beauty from pain, and to express oneself unapologetically. Though challenges lay ahead, she felt a flicker of hope ignite within her. It wasn't just about the mockery, it was about the journey, the understanding that her story was worth sharing. And as long as she had her art, she could paint her own path, one filled with love, kindness, and the strength to rise above the doubts of others. As the exhibition continued, Maya stood beside her mural, her heart racing at the unexpected attention. The crowd swirled around her, but for a moment, all that existed was her art and the warmth of Mrs. Langford's embrace. It was a moment she would cherish forever, a transformative moment that whispered to her spirit, urging her onward. Maya glanced at her mother, Liana, who stood by the entrance, her eyes glimmering with pride. Liliana had always been Maya's biggest supporter, reminding her that beauty could rise from the ashes of pain. With every drop of paint, Maya felt she was painting not just a mural, but a legacy of resilience. The evening unfolded, filled with laughter, chatter, and admiration for the art. Each piece told a unique story, but Maya's heart swelled with a sense of belonging as people began to share their feelings about her mural. A young girl approached, her eyes wide with wonder. "Did you really paint this? It is so colorful that makes me feel happy." Maya beamed, warmth flooding her chest. "Thank you. I wanted to show that even when things are tough, there is still beauty all around us." The girl nodded, her small face lighting up. "I love colors. I want to be an artist too." Maya felt a kinship, a bond formed not by age or status but by shared dreams. "You can definitely be an artist. Just keep creating, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise." As the hours passed, Maya's mural drew in more admirers. Among them was a boy named Sam, known for his quiet demeanor. He approached, his hands stuffed into his pockets, his gaze flicking to the floor before landing on Maya. "That is really cool," he murmured, pointing at her work. "I like how you made the colors blend. It is special." "Thanks, Sam," Maya replied, her voice sincere. "I wanted to make something hopeful. What do you like to do?" "I like to draw, but nobody notices," he admitted, shrugging as if sharing a secret. "Don't let that stop you. Your drawings are important, just like mine." Maya encouraged him, seeing a glimmer of possibility in his eyes. As evening faded into night, Mrs. Langford returned to Maya, her presence radiating warmth. "Maya, your art is a true reflection of your spirit. Have you ever thought of sharing your work beyond this community?" Maya's heart fluttered at the thought. "I've dreamed of it, but I thought maybe I am not good enough." Mrs. Langford smiled, her expression unwavering. "You are more than good enough, Maya. You have a voice that deserves to be heard. Let me help you find ways to share your art." Just then, Jen approached, a mixture of curiosity and unease shot her face. "I was, surprised by your mural," she stammered, her bravado faltering. "I guess that's not what I expected." Maya held her breath, unsure of how to respond. But before she could say anything, Mrs. Langford interjected. "Jenna, art is subjective. Maya poured her heart into this piece. Perhaps you could learn from her." The air grew thick with tension, and Maya felt a surge of courage. "Jenna, I know you didn't like my art before, but I hope you can see that it means something to me. Everyone's story is valid." Jenna shifted uncomfortably, her eyes downcast. "I guess I didn't realize how much it mattered to you. I am sorry." Maya's heart softened at the apology. "Thank you for saying that, Jenna. We all have our struggles, and I am learning to embrace mine." As the night wound down, Maya felt an awakening within her. The support from her community, especially from Mrs. Langford, ignited a flame of determination. She needed to keep painting, to keep sharing her story, not just for herself, but for others who felt unseen. Weeks passed, and with every Saturday at the community center, Maya poured herself into her art. Each stroke was a testament to her growth, a reminder of the beauty that could blossom from pain. She began sketching ideas for a new mural, one that would capture the essence of her neighborhood, the laughter, the tears, the shared struggles. Liana noticed the change in her daughter. "You are glowing, Maya. What is going on in that creative mind of yours?" "I am planning my next piece, Mom. I want to paint a mural that shows our whole community, the good and the bad. I want everyone to feel like they belong." Liana's smile widened, the warmth radiating from her heart. "That is beautiful, sweetheart. Remember, your voice matters. Stay true to yourself." Motivated by her mother's words, Maya set to work. She began gathering stories from her neighbors, each tale a thread she would weave into her mural. There was Mrs. Thompson, who had lost her husband but found solace in gardening, and young Leo, who struggled with his learning disabilities but was a whiz at science. With every story, Maya felt a deeper connection to her community. She sketched tirelessly, often staying up late, fueled by her passion. In her mind, she envisioned the mural coming alive with color and emotion, a vibrant tapestry of shared experiences that would resonate with anyone who saw it. One day, while painting outdoors, a little boy named Oliver approached her with wide eyes. "What are you making?" he asked, his curiosity infectious. Maya knelt to his level, her heart swelling at his innocence. "I am creating a mural that tells our neighborhood's story. Do you want to help?" "Really? I can?" "Of course, art is for everyone. Just grab some brushes and let us make magic together." To Maya's surprise, the community began to rally around her project. Families brought paint brushes and snacks. The local baker donated cookies, and soon the once lonely mural began to transform into a collaborative masterpiece. Each person left a piece of themselves on that wall. Laughter, love, and resilience splashed across the concrete canvas. As the mural neared completion, Mrs. Langford returned, her presence a beacon of encouragement. "Maya, this is incredible. It is a testament to the power of community." Maya smiled, her heart swelling. "I couldn't have done it without everyone's support." Mrs. Langford looked around, her eyes shining. "You've created more than just art. You've woven a tapestry of connection. This is what it means to uplift one another." Finally, the day came for the mural to be unveiled. The neighborhood buzzed with excitement, and Maya felt the weight of anticipation. As she stood before the vibrant wall, her heart raced. Liana squeezed her hand. "You did this, Maya. You brought us all together." Maya took a deep breath, stepping forward to speak. "Today, we celebrate our stories through the laughter, the struggles, and the beauty in our differences. This mural represents our resilience." As the curtain dropped to reveal the mural, a collective gasp echoed through the crowd. The wall burst with color, each segment depicting moments of joy, sorrow, and triumph. Children laughed, couples embraced, and even Jenna stood at the front, her eyes glistening with admiration. Tears of joy streamed down Maya's cheeks as she watched her community gathered, united under the banner of their shared experiences. It was a moment of pure beauty, a testament to the strength of the human spirit. Maya felt a gentle hand on her shoulder. It was Mrs. Langford, her smile wide. "You've created something magical, dear. Never forget the power of your voice." With every hug and every congratulatory word, Maya realized her journey had just begun. Though the road ahead would be filled with challenges, she now understood that she had the strength to rise, to create, and to inspire. As the sun set, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, Maya looked at her mural, her heart full. She was no longer just a girl who painted. She was a storyteller, a beacon of hope. And as long as she had her art, she would continue to weave tales of resilience, kindness, and the extraordinary beauty of the human spirit. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the community center, Maya stood beside her mural, feeling a whirlwind of emotions. The vibrant colors swirled together in a celebration of hope, a testament to her journey, and an embodiment of the connection she had forged. "Can you believe we did this?" The voice chimed beside her. It was Sam, grinning widely as he admired the mural. "I mean, look at it, you really made our stories come to life." Maya chuckled, her heart swelling with pride. "I couldn't have done it without you and everyone else. We all contributed pieces of ourselves." Sam, whose demeanor had shifted from shy to enthusiastic, nodded earnestly. "And I've never felt like I belonged more than today. This mural is proof that we matter, right?" "Exactly." Maya agreed, her voice filled with conviction. "Every story matters, and the more we share them, the stronger we become." As the crowd began to disperse, Maya's eyes scanned the familiar faces of her mother, Liana, beaming with pride, Jenna standing at the edge of the crowd, her expression thoughtful, and the little ones darting around, filled with joy. it was a kaleidoscope of emotions, and Maya felt a profound sense of responsibility to keep that light shining. That night, curled up in her bed, with her journal resting on her lap, Maya began to pour her thoughts onto the pages. "Today was incredible," she wrote. "Our mural is a canvas of our souls, a reminder of our strength, but I know this is just the beginning." With each stroke of her pen, she recalled the struggles they had faced and the laughter they had shared. Maya's spirits soared high, but dawn brought with it a familiar knot in her stomach. Reality settled in. The exhibition was a momentary victory in a life filled with obstacles. She had tasted success, but what if she faltered? What if doubt crept in again? "Maya, breakfast is ready." Leona's voice echoed from the kitchen, pulling her from her reverie. "Coming," Maya replied, forcing a smile. As she shuffled to the table, the aroma of pancakes filled the air, a comforting presence amidst her swirling thoughts. Leona looked up, her expression warm and inviting. "You read quiet this morning. Are you still thinking about the mural?" Maya nodded, her gaze dropping to her plate. "Yeah, I am just worried about what comes next. What if I can't live up to everyone's expectations?" Leona reached across the table, her hand resting gently on Maya's. "Sweetheart, it is okay to feel anxious. Remember, it is not about perfection. It is about expressing yourself and connecting with others. That is what makes your art powerful." Taking a deep breath, Maya nodded slowly. "I want to keep creating, but I am scared I won't be able to." "Fear is a part of the journey," Eliana reassured her, her voice soothing. "Embrace it. Let it fuel your passion. You have so much to say, Maya, and the world deserves to hear your voice." With her mother's encouragement echoing in her mind, Maya decided to tackle her fears head-on. She reached out to Mrs. Langford, eager for guidance on how to expand her reach. Their meeting was set for the following week, and as she prepared, excitement and trepidation bubbled within her. Days passed, and the vibrant summer sunlight poured through the windows of the community center. Maya immersed herself in her art, sketching new ideas and gathering inspiration from those around her. It was a time of growth, and she felt the weight of her purpose beginning to forge a path forward. One afternoon, while painting a new piece inspired by a story from Mrs. Thompson, Jen approached tentatively. "Hey, Maya, do you have a second?" Maya paused, surprised. She hadn't expected Jenna to seek her out. "Sure, what is up?" "I wanted to apologize again for how I acted before," Jenna said, her eyes shifting nervously. "I didn't realize how much my words could hurt. Your mural really made me think." Maya studied Jenna's expression, her heart softening. "Thank you for saying that. We all have our moments. It is okay." "I've been thinking about my own art too," Jenna admitted, her voice barely above a whisper. "I want to stop painting, but I am scared. I've always tried to fit in, and I just don't know if I'll be good enough." Maya felt a sudden surge of empathy. She understood what it felt like to doubt one's abilities. You don't have to be perfect. Just start creating. It doesn't matter what others think. It is about what you feel. Art can be freeing. Jenna's eyes brightened, warmth flooding her cheeks. "Really? You think so?" "Absolutely," Maya replied, a smile breaking through. "We can even paint together sometime. You might surprise yourself." As Jenna nodded, a shift began to occur in their dynamic. There was a sense of understanding, a bridge forming between them, and Maya felt hope blossom anew. Maybe they could lift each other up. Weeks passed, and Maya found herself meeting with Mrs. Langford regularly. Together, they explored opportunities for showcasing her art outside the community. They discussed local galleries, art fairs, and schools that might welcome her work. Each conversation ignited a flame of possibility within Maya, but shadows of self-doubt still lurked. One evening, as she prepared for a meeting with the gallery owner, fear gripped her. What if they don't like my art? Maya questioned, pacing in her room. Leona appeared in the doorway, sensing her distress. "You look anxious, love. What is going on?" "I have a meeting tomorrow to show my work, but what if they think it is not good enough? What if I fail?" Leona stepped closer, her gaze unwavering. "Maya, you've already succeeded by sharing your art and your story with your community. This is just another step. Remember, it is not about them. It is about you expressing your truth." The next day, as Maya stood before the gallery owner, her heart raced. She carefully laid her paintings on the table, allowing each piece to speak for itself. The owner examined her work, his brow furrowing in concentration. "This piece," he said, pointing to a vibrant landscape filled with colors. "It tells a story. It draws me in. Tell me about it." Maya took a deep breath, her voice steadying as she spoke. I wanted to show the beauty in our struggles, how we can find light even in dark times. Each stroke represents a story from my community. The owner's eyes sparkled with interest. You have a unique perspective, Maya. Your art resonates. I'd love to feature your work in our upcoming exhibit. For a moment, time stood still. Maya's heart soared, a whirlwind of disbelief and joy enveloping her. Really? You mean it? Absolutely, he affirmed, his smile genuine. You have a voice that deserves to be heard, and we want to share that with others. As Maya left the gallery, the weight of uncertainty fell away, replaced by a surge of exhilaration. She couldn't wait to tell Liana. It was a moment that signified growth and the power of resilience. When she shared the news at home, Liana enveloped her in a warm embrace. I am so proud of you, Maya. This is just the beginning. But as the exhibition date approached, anxiety began to creep back in. What if people don't connect with my art like they did before? She fretted, pacing around their living room. Maya, Liana said, her tone calm and firm. Trust in your journey. You've already inspired so many. Just remember, it is about sharing your truth, not seeking validation. On the day of the exhibit, Maya stood before her paintings, the gallery buzzing with life. She felt vulnerable yet empowered, a quiet strength surging within her. Each piece was a story, a reflection of her journey and the experiences of her community. Visitors wandered through, marveling at her work. A young mother paused in front of one piece, tears glistening in her eyes. This reminds me of my childhood, she whispered. It is beautiful. Maya felt a warmth spread through her. Thank you, that means so much to me. As the evening progressed, people approached her with their own stories, sharing how her art resonated with their struggles. It reminded Maya of the importance of connection, of lifting each other up for shared narratives. In that moment, surrounded by admiration and support, Maya understood that vulnerability was a strength, not a weakness. And as the night drew to a close, she felt a profound sense of fulfillment. With each challenge, she had learned to rise, embracing her fears and transforming them into beautiful expressions of resilience. The power of kindness and connection had guided her, and she was now part of a larger tapestry of hope. Months later, as she stood before her mural at the community center, a gathering of children and adults alike ignited her heart. The mural had become a symbol of unity, a celebration of stories that intertwined hers and those of her community. Let us paint together, she urged the children, their eager faces lighting up the room. As they dipped their brushes into paint, laughter filled the air. Maya watched, heart swelling. Hash, 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 she was mocked her, and the rich lady hugged her son part 4. As the brushes danced across the mural, vibrant colors splashed onto the wall like laughter spilling from the children's hearts. Maya felt a wave of warmth wash over her, gratitude mingling with purpose. Each stroke represented more than just paint. They were stories, emotions, and connections that bound their community together. Can I paint the sun, Maya? A little girl named Alva asked, her curly hair bouncing as she pointed enthusiastically at a blank section of the mural. Of course, the sun can be the center of our story, shining down on us all, Maya encouraged, feeling a swell of pride as the children embraced their creativity. Maya stepped back, watching as Alva mixed yellows and oranges, her tiny hands working with determination. She had created a safe space for them to express themselves, just as she had learned to do. This was a world where every voice mattered, where resilience blossomed like wildflowers in a field. Can I add some clouds? Asked Leo, his eyes sparkling with excitement. It would be cool to have them floating around. Absolutely, let us make sure they're fluffy and full of dreams, Maya replied, kneeling beside him to offer guidance. With each passing moment, the mural transformed into a breathtaking tapestry intertwined with laughter and encouragement. Maya felt a deep sense of fulfillment. This was what she had envisioned, a living embodiment of their community's spirit. As the afternoon sun dipped lower, casting a golden hue over the mural, Maya caught sight of Jenna standing at the edge of the crowd. With a mixture of apprehension and curiosity etched on her face, Jenna seemed hesitant to join in. Maya. Jenna called out, her voice tentative but clear. Maya paused, her heart racing a little. This was the girl who had once ridiculed her art, and now there was an air of vulnerability around her. It was a transformation that Maya had silently hoped for. Hey, Jenna, want to paint with us? Maya replied, her tone inviting. Jenna took a step closer, her gaze dropping to the mural. I've been thinking a lot about what you said before, about everyone's story mattering. Can I really contribute? Maya smiled, her heart swelling with compassion. Of course, your story matters just as much as anyone else's. With a deep breath, Jen approached the mural, her hands trembling as she picked up a brush. I've never painted before, but I want to try, she admitted, her voice barely audible. You just have to let your heart guide you, Maya encouraged. There's no right or wrong, just paint what you feel. Jenna nodded, her inner resolve building. As she dipped the brush into a vibrant shade of blue, a shift began to unfold. The once distant girl now stood alongside the others, sharing her fears and aspirations through each stroke. Slowly, Jenna's face transformed as she painted, her expression evolving from uncertainty to joy. This is kind of fun, she exclaimed, laughter bubbling up as a few splatters of paint landed on her cheeks. Maya couldn't help but giggle. See, you're doing great. That's it, Maya, bring us all together. Mrs. Thompson shouted from a distance, her hands waving enthusiastically. The evening wore on, and the mural became a riot of colors and emotions. Children danced around, their laughter echoing through the community center, while parents watched with pride. Maya felt the spirit of unity envelop them, a reminder of the strength that lay in their shared stories. As the day came to a close, weary but fulfilled, Maya stepped back to admire the mural. Look what we created together, she beamed, her heart full. The vibrant colors reflected the essence of their community, a symphony of laughter, resilience, and hope. Each section told a story, each brushstroke a testament to the power of connection. Can we do this again next week? Av asked, her eyes sparkling with joy. Absolutely, this is just the beginning, Maya replied, her heart swelling. That night, as she lay in bed, Maya felt a sense of peace wash over her. She couldn't shake the feeling that this journey was only beginning. The warmth of community wrapped around her like a cozy blanket, dispelling any remnants of doubt that had once lingered. Mom, you should have seen it today, she called out, running down the hall to find Ileana in the kitchen. Everyone came together, and Jenny even painted with us. Ileana looked up, her eyes sparkling with joy. That is wonderful, sweetheart, you've created something truly special. I think we're all really starting to understand what it means to support each other, Maya continued, a sense of pride blooming within her. It is amazing how art can bring us closer. Ileana smiled, brushing a few stray hairs from Maya's face. Art has the power to transcend barriers, to heal and unite. You're a beacon of hope, Maya. Maya's heart soared at her mother's words. It was a reminder of why she had embarked on this journey. But as the days turned into weeks, Maya still faced challenges that tested her resolve. A few weeks later, as she prepared for a local art fair, nervousness crept in. The weight of expectations felt heavier than before. What if the pieces she had created didn't resonate as deeply with others? Maya, are you ready? Ileana called from downstairs. Maya took a deep breath, trying to quell the fluttering in her stomach. I am coming, she replied, forcing a smile. The fair was buzzing with excitement, and as they arrived, Maya felt a mix of anticipation and anxiety. The vibrant colors of her art displayed in a booth felt like her heart laid bare for all to see. Just remember, it is about sharing your truth, Ileana whispered, her presence grounding. Maya nodded, but doubt still lingered. As the first visitors approached, she forced herself to greet them with a smile. Hello, thank you for checking out my art. An older woman studied a piece depicting a winding path surrounded by blossoms. This is beautiful, dear. What inspired you? She asked, her voice gentle. With newfound courage, Maya shared her story, how each brushstroke represented the struggles and joys of her community. The older woman nodded, her eyes glistening. You have a gift for expressing deep feelings. Thank you for sharing this with us. Encouraged, Maya continued to speak with visitors, their responses igniting a spark within her. Each interaction became a reminder that her art had the power to connect hearts and bridge gaps. But as the day unfolded, Jenna appeared at the edge of the fair, her expression uncertain. Maya felt a pang of concern and approached her. Hey, Jenna, are you okay? I've been thinking about how I want to start painting, but I am scared, she admitted, her voice trembling. What if I fail? Maya felt her heart swell with understanding. You won't know unless you try. Art isn't about perfection, it is about expressing yourself. You have a story worth sharing too. Jenna looked down, but Maya continued, let us paint together. We can support each other. A small smile crept onto Jenna's face. Really? You'd help me? Of course, we're in this together, Maya affirmed, feeling the warmth of their newfound bond. As the fair drew to a close, Maya felt a sense of accomplishment. She had faced her fears head-on and watched as Jenna took the first steps toward her own artistic journey. Later that evening, as they sat on the porch of Maya's home, the sky painted in soft hues of twilight, she turned to Jenna. I am really proud of you. You took a leap of faith today. I wouldn't have done it without you, Jenna replied, her voice sincere. In that moment, Maya felt a profound sense of connection. They were not just two girls painting, they were part of a larger tapestry that celebrated resilience, kindness, and the beauty that emerged from vulnerability. Let us keep creating together, Maya suggested, her heart hopeful. Definitely. Jen agreed, excitement bubbling in her voice. As their laughter filled the air, Maya realized how far she had come. In the face of adversity, she had found strength within herself and forged connections that transcended differences. Weeks later, a community exhibition was planned to showcase the mural and the collaborative art Maya and her neighbors had created. Despite the excitement, nerves crept back in. Maya, take a breath, Ileana said, her voice calm. You've poured your heart into this. Just remember, this is a celebration of your journey and everyone has stories. Maya nodded, but the fluttering anxiety remained. The day of the exhibition arrived, and the community center was transformed into a gallery filled with art, laughter, and admiration. As people arrived, Maya felt the warmth of familiar faces. Each person had contributed to the mural, each story intertwined with her own. It was a testament to resilience, hope, and the beauty of the human spirit. As the crowd gathered, Maya stepped forward, her heart racing. Thank you all for being here today. This mural represents our stories, our struggles, and our triumphs. It is a reminder that we are stronger together. The applause that followed resonated within her.